It's very meaningful to me to be able to just kind of hear Myron's story and kind of feel it, and be able to put that emotion that he went through into an art form and really portray that emotion onto the cleat for JuJu to wear.
What's going on?
What's going on, JuJu?
How you doing, bro?
Nice to meet you.
How you doing? Good to see you again.
Good, man. We only get one game out of the whole year to do this, so I was like, why not go big and go home? So I want to be more personal instead of just saying, hey, it's a veteran cleat, hey, it's just Call of Duty, but it's gonna be Call of Duty with someone personal, like to their, their story, their background.
Thank you.
Without you, I wouldn't be able to play this game.
This is Sergeant Myron Ellis, a 33-year-old veteran who spent 11 years in the Marines. Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver JuJu Smith-Schuster has chosen Myron to have his story be the inspiration for his My Cause, My Cleats design.
My first deployment in 2005, where we were in Fallujah. You find a bond in the Marine Corps that I don't think I found anywhere else. The brotherhood, the camaraderie, the willingness to sacrifice it all for the next man. It's a life-changing experience.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like the sacrifice. I think that's something we can, introduce into the cleat. I think it'd be great. Yeah. Throughout the whole process, fighting through adversity and those tough times, like, was there ever a quote or, a Bible scripture that, you kept dear, to you?
Well, I put the Lord's Prayer on my arm because I used to say it before I left for deployment. And then when times were tough, I would, lean on my grandmother, and my grandmother would always say, God wouldn't push it on you unless he knew you could handle it.
Myron served a total of 6 tours. But while in Afghanistan in 2011, a route-clearing mission changed everything.
While on a foot patrol, we had roughly 20 Afghanistan Army that we were escorting. I looked back to check the dispersion, and I stepped on the IED with my right foot. Broke my ankle, tibia, fibia, shard the outside portion of my ankle bone, and separated my heel from my foot.
After his first surgery, Sergeant Ellis received the Purple Heart.
In my mind, I was gonna make it a career. I was gonna do whatever I needed to do. I would change my job if I need to stay in the Marine Corps. And then that second surgery, it was all done. And I went through a dark phase, and if it wasn't for my wife, I have no idea where I would be. My wife had my back. She stayed by my side the entire time. She was my rock and kept me going.
I feel like the Purple Heart has to have some place on this cleat, such a great history within the military.
I was thinking, because you said rock, like she's your rock. Imagine the Purple Heart with the band like wrapped around the rock.
Yeah,
that would kind of encompass that whole thing in your darkest time.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. I'm thinking of a map too, like the Fallujah, kind of like almost like a treasure map kind of thing. And then on your side would be more like the football play. Because you got to go here, you got to go there, like the X's and O's,
that's
to encompass that.
What's it gonna mean to you when you lace these things up, run on the field?
It's gonna be awesome. I worked with Kickasso before. He did some pretty nice things. I don't sweat none of his designs. They're pretty fire. I'm thinking about a celebration right now. So when I do score, something to honor you and the veterans out there.
I appreciate it.
What are we thinking about? How do we come up with a celebration?
Do you do anything particular, like?
No, we just smoke a cigar.
Smoke a cigar?
Yeah, we smoke.
I don't think I smoke a cigar. I got you. I definitely I'll do something that's something that's an honor to veterans.
That's amazing. I'm humbled. I appreciate it.